when you actually turn your love on for the good of all humanity, it makes reality malleable. Like if you were to think about living in a hard shell, that's where they say you can only get to the fifth dimension. You can't even break out of this, whatever you want to call it, right? The firmament. And they say you can only get out through the fifth dimension. And I'm like, oh. And then I start to have these, it all activates through love. That's the funniest thing. That's why the evil people can't get out. Their vibration level is too low. They can't unlock the grid. So then there's us. And we're slowly changing it. And we can actually come and go through the astral. We can come and go through these different dimensions. We can even go to the throne of God if we so choose. And there's all of these places that we can go. And we're learning that we're totally free and we have the ability to expand. And then we get to places where vibrationally we become high enough that we can take our physical presence, our physical vessel with us. This is all coming, you guys. This is all coming, and it's going to become mainstream in ascension science. You guys think about how many people work their lives for money? I want to live for 300 years. You think about how many people work their entire lives for money, and they don't even get to activate who they actually are. They don't even get to walk in their spiritual gifts because it's actually all about ascension. They started dangling this carrot in front of us, but it's always been synthetic. Even money is synthetic. It's not even real. It's paper that represents value, that represents energy, that represents work, when actually we can just manifest just by being in a higher vibration. That's the curse of man. Why we have to toil? The curse of man is because we were brought down vibrationally by a snake. The reptilian breed started to manipulate our minds because they knew how open and loving we were and how easily trusting we were, because we are the light force. We are the little light of God that's put inside of us. This little light of mine. And so we all have to actually work together and actually create this reality together. And the more we activate ourselves, the more we believe that this realm can be malleable because we're walking into the 5D, just like I used to do mushrooms. So back in the day, you'd see things change and then you'd come back and you're like, now was that the mushrooms that did that? Or did I go into a different dimension where all of this stuff becomes pliable? I would ask myself that stuff all the time. And still today, I'm totally sober now, totally, I would say I've learned enough through these experiences that I don't have to go back down these roads. But I mean, who knows? But I would also say that we all need to understand what we can collectively do. Would you rather live for 300 years, activate your pineal, channel different energy, become friends with the plants and the dolphins and life on the planet as you know it, walk with God and leave this dimension? Do you want to become part of that? Because I think that this is just going to become normal. Like you think about all the stuff you could learn in school. If they were teaching you guys this, we'd all be out in the forest, climbing trees, meditating. Like life would be so much different. I actually wanted to live in a tree. I wanted to plant a tree. I wanted to plant like 8 trees together. And then as they grow, like build my house with it. That's what I wanted to do when I was a kid. Like I had so many crazy ideas that I love, and now I'm coming back to myself. I'm like, they're all still there. God still wants us to create our beautiful childlike nature. He wants us to believe that anything is possible, and he wants us to follow our hearts and do things for the good of all. And as we walk more and more into this, the creativity is going to explode, the love's going to explode, the connection and the oneness is going to tie us all together. And we won't need to fight anymore. We won't need to protect. We don't need to run after money. We will just manifest because we've gone back into the higher dimension. We're going back. We're going back to Eden, friends. New earth is upon us. Don't look around at all the things that are happening. Focus on yourself. Stay with me. We're going to make it.